Yes.
Yes.
Hey guys, this is NSL Weekly Podcast, episode 5. We've got a little cast of characters on here today. We've got Dom as usual, our Buccaneers owner. We've got uh BM Bowel Movement. I don't know what that stands for. Patriots owner, Jug, our Giants owner as usual. The new host whenever he takes it over. We've got Mike Titan, the Rams. Y'all remember him, and we've got our first timer here. The predicted Super Bowl champions, Lacey. So today we're gonna talk about real NFL topics and then go into the ratings as soon as we can. But first thing I want to ask is, Lacey, you're the hands down favorite to be the Super Bowl champions. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I'd say that's more about what team I have than my actual chances of winning the damn thing. My schedule's an absolute nightmare. So that doesn't even include thinking about the 6 division games I have. If I make it out of my division, I'll consider it a good year.
You got a strong team. You're a strong player, man. We're just giving you respect.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'll compete, no doubt, but my schedule's a nightmare this first season.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start with the NFL news. Get a little bit going. First thing, AP's contract. He didn't get an extension. He got more guaranteed money in case of injury. I think it's going to keep him happy. I'm happy as a Vikings fan. Chuck, how do you feel about that? That pretty much essentially means I can't trade him to you without some huge cap hits. Jug, you there?
Yeah, man, it hurts because I was definitely hoping to get him this year again. But I mean, he's 30 years old, and I know Madden they treat him like the god, so it's gonna be tough. He just gets better with age. But in real life, I think honestly, him getting the guaranteed money might be good for him because I know he's a freak and he's missed a lot of time, so he actually might be able to crease 30 without having those same issues that other guys have had being 30 years old and being ran to the ground.
If anyone can run past 30, if there's any running back in today's age that can run past 30, I think it's Adrian Peterson. Maybe Marshawn Lynch because he doesn't rely on his speed as much, but definitely AP can physically, I think, be one of the few backs that can go past 30. All right, there were some other deals in the NFL. This one's going to be directed towards Mike Titan. 5 years, $70 million. Dez Bryant, right before the deadline. How do you feel about that, Mike Titan?
I am ecstatic that they finally got this deal done. Me and my friend actually did a video about this, and I personally think, just because I know how Jerry Jones is, that I think that they've had this deal done for a while now. They just spread this out so it could be the hot topic. Because isn't it kind of funny that, like, Dez Bryant put out that tweet, he's like, hey, all my babies, I'm not signing, I'm not playing if I don't get this deal, and then like 3 days later they come to a deal where he essentially gets everything he wants. I just find it hard to believe that the Cowboys would budge that much to give him everything he wants in 3 days without something being in place beforehand.
Well, from what I'm reading, a lot of it also is they have a lot of outs in case of issues with
the collusion thing.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
No discipline.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, he had a good year. He had 88 catches,
yeah.
13, 20, and 16 touchdowns. That's a huge year for Dez. We also had Demaryius Thomas with nearly the exact same contract, 5 years, $70 million, $14 million a year annually for both of them. He had a little bit less yards, or a little bit more catches and yards, just less touchdowns. How do you feel about that, Dom? Do you feel like maybe there was a little bit of collusion there? They're both got the same exact contract, it seems, nearly down to the guaranteed money, which is almost the same.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, especially when you got two guys of roughly the same caliber, you're trying to figure something out, and nobody wants to make a move until the next person makes a move. You trying to get it done because you already know. If you're the first one to get it done, you ain't got to worry about, oh, well, such and such got so much money. I wouldn't doubt if they called him, was like, hey, what you think about giving Dez, I wouldn't doubt that one bit,
How about you? How about you, Lacey? How do you feel? Do you feel like maybe that's a little bit of collusion there? I mean, and also, how do you feel about those contracts for those two players?
Oh, I think Des Bryant's contract's an absolute steal. I mean, the guy's the best receiver in the league. Whereas Demaryius Thomas, what will he be without Peyton Manning? I'm not sure, but I think Dez does it all, whereas Demaryius is a different type of receiver. But collusion, I don't think there's any doubt that the owners had talked to each other. Adam Schefter put out a tweet minutes apart from both sides confirming the deals, but it's not something that does. It happens all the time. It's not something new.
How about you, Jug? Well, I agree with that. There's definitely nothing new. How about you? You got Dez in your division for the next 5 years, getting paid, very happy with himself. How do you feel about that?
Well, I actually like that he got his money. Des Bryant's a hell of a player. He's definitely one of the best, if not top. I mean, he might be the top guy in the league as a receiver. He's one of the big boys, and he also is pretty dang fast, man. I think his contract is worth it, especially if they're gonna pay Romo what they paid him, and they paid a lot of guys some money that they didn't deserve before. So, in my opinion, that I believe Des Bryant's contract was amazing. Demaryius Thomas, you know what? I put him on that same short list with Dez and guys like that, because you guys got to remember, once he got his stuff together, he was balling with Tebow. You understand what I'm saying? He was balling. Once he really got his game together, that man was balling. And with Peyton Manning, he's been doing amazing, and I think that he'll do amazing, pretty much with anybody.
Okay, how do you feel about those contracts, BM? You're a Patriots fan. You don't really see those two guys too much, I'm guessing. But you see Demaryius though against you in the playoffs.
Des Bryant, he is one of those top wide receivers, no matter doubt. He's actually pretty good if you think about it. He also gets in the head of the defense a lot too. He just talks a lot to them, just gets in their head. But as Des Bryant is getting older and older, but he's still young anyways. To me, Demaryius Thomas in fantasy football and everything, I always pick him for some reason. But I think it's gonna be a contract since I don't even know. Sorry. Demaryius Thomas, I always liked him when he played with Tebow and everything. And since he's been playing with Peyton Manning, he's been getting better and better. But Des Bryant is 10 times better.
All right, let's go on to Justin Houston, who was the last person to get paid before the deadline. 6 years, $101 million. He had 22 sacks last year and 4 forced fumbles. How about Mike Titan? That's money. That's getting paid. He also said he deserved Watt money, which that isn't Watt money. But.
I'm not too familiar with Justin Houston. Does anybody know off the top of the head how old he is? Or how many years he been in the league?
26, I believe.
26. Okay, so he's still fairly young. I mean, 22 sacks speaks for itself. The Chiefs actually had a pretty decent defense, even with Eric Berry and his illness that he had last year. I mean, I guess it is well deserved. I mean, it is hard to find good defensive ends in this league. I don't honestly think he should have got paid as much as J.J. Watt did, because J.J. Watt has shown that his defense by himself has changed games, and even when they started using him a little bit on offense. But, I'm happy that he got his money.
Fair enough. How about you, Lacey? How do you feel about that 6 years, $101 million for Justin Houston?
Dude got paid for sure. I think it's way too much for that guy, but he gets sacks, but how much of that is also Don Terry Poe and Tom Ali and the system they run there? But you got to pay your guys to keep your guys. So maybe
you think it's familiar to how Ray Edwards, when he got paid with Atlanta after going from Minnesota with Jared Allen?
I don't think it'll be quite that, but Ray Edwards is a little bit older, so they're going to get a little more out of Houston. But that's some serious cash for an outside linebacker.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go into the ratings now a little bit. In the forums, I got all the ratings posted. We're gonna start with the rookie ratings, and I'm gonna start with Dom. How about it, man? How about Jameis Winston? How do you feel about that? He's got 81 overall, 95 throw power, 88 short accuracy. He's a little slow though. 73 speed.
I don't mind the speed. I don't really. I mean, even the people who played me when I had Carolina know I don't really run a whole lot with my quarterbacks. I mean, if I have to, yeah, but 73 will be enough for me. I wanted to see a little bit more about his other accuracies. You know, his deep ball, his mid, and his throw on the run. But I mean, so far so good. You can't really ask for the world from a rookie. I can definitely work with that. And he'll more than likely have a pretty high dev rate, so I could work him up.
I'm pretty sure his break tackle is going to be pretty high too. I find he's probably going to be played really similar to Andrew Luck and Ben Roethlisberger types, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
All right, how about you, Mike Titan? We got Todd Gurley, 80 overall. He's a little slower, but they decreased the speed ratings anyway. So how did you like Todd Gurley's ratings?
I loved all his ratings except for his injury. Now, I know he's coming off that torn ACL. I honestly think that 73 is way too low, even though coming off an injury. 73 is like somebody who constantly gets injured. I feel like they should at least give him an 80 injury. I mean, I believe that was his only major injury he had in his college career. He may have had some minor ones, but none that kept him out like this last one. But I like him overall. He's actually on par on speed with the other running backs that we're going to be talking about. So he's actually pretty fast for a rookie.
Okay. All right, Jug, you're the only one without any guy that has been rated yet, so I'm going to give you a random guy off the list, and I'm going to ask your opinion on Marcus Mariota, who has 78 overall, 87 throw accuracy, 88 throw accuracy mid, 90 throw on the run, 88 speed, 90 acceleration. How do you feel about that?
Man, as a video game character, he's an animal. Okay? He's going to be a problem. If somebody knows how to use him, it's going to be a problem out there. But to me, I think he's gonna do good in the league, but I think his ratings might be a little overrated to be honest. Not a little bit, a lot, because they dropped that speed a lot this year. I mean, he's up there with some of the faster guys that I've seen rated this year, and he's a quarterback. So I mean, he didn't run like a blazing 40. I mean, he had a decent 40. He didn't run a crazy 40. So
yeah, he's not Mike Vick 4.29, speed.
Exactly. So I think that Mariota's going to be great on a video game, but I think he'll be better on a video game than in real life.
That's pretty sure. I think the best rookie receiver I've seen out there, even over Amari Cooper, I think is Kevin White. They've got him rated crazy. He's a 78 overall. He has 94 speed, 92 acceleration, and if you look at the running backs, that's fast for this game. That's blazing fast for what we've seen so far. And 88 catching off the rip for a rookie. He's only rated 6'3", but from what I understand, he's 6'4", but that guy is going to be a monster. Does anybody else have a rookie they want to talk about that was released? There's Leonard Williams. Go ahead.
Vic Beasley, man. I mean, he's got some nice stats.
Look at
Big Beasley.
Linebacker.
He's like an 88 in speed, like an 89 in strength.
He is.
I mean,
89 acceleration, 92 jumping.
Like
Big Beasley's gonna be a monster too. He's 6'3", also 87 strength, 88 speed, 89. That's fast for a linebacker. That's mega fast. That's Anthony Barr speed. Okay, I guess we're gonna go to the running backs. They were the next released. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Lacey, asking him about the highest-rated running back of the game, Marshawn Lynch, and his 99 stiff arm, 98 trucking, 89 strength. The only thing is his 88 acceleration, 85 speed's a little slow, and EA felt like trolling him. But how do you feel about Marshawn Lynch?
I want to know how he don't get a 99 trucking is what I want to know. Give me a break. One more point? Come on. But
elusiveness though.
The speed and all that, with the way they've lowered all the speed for running backs and across the game, it looks like I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. He's not a speed back anyway. I go for my 4 yards in a cloud of dust anyway, so I'm looking forward to using him. He's gonna get the rock a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder what his his trucking is ridiculous. I wonder what isn't break tackle a separate one? I
Yeah,
wonder what that is. I
I
wonder what
didn't
that
see
is.
what it.
That
I didn't
should be a
see it though.
99. Yeah, they didn't have that one. If anything, that should be a 99. All right, then I go to me, the second best running back in the NFL, Madden-wise, Adrian Peterson. That's set out of here. He's still 88 strength, 94 trucking, 90 speed, 92 elusiveness. I mean, he's 96 stiff arm, 95 juke, 94. He's got everything I need. As long as running is easy, as good as it was last year, AP is just going to be monstrous. The next running back, the other running back that I saw on this list is just monsters. I'm going to let Mike Titan answer this one. DeMarco Murray. How you feel about DeMarco? He is 96 trucking, 97 spin arm, 97 juke, 95 elusive, 94 spin move, 88 speed, 91 acceleration, 98 agility.
I have a problem with whoever gave DeMarco Murray a 95 elusiveness, because there is no darn way that you can say that DeMarco Murray is as elusive as Jamal Charles. I personally watched every game he played, and I rarely saw him outrun anybody, shake anybody. He usually ran through them or stiff-armed them. So the trucking, stiff arm, all that stuff I'm fine with. Whoever was on mushrooms that day that gave him a 95 elusiveness, I have no idea how they came up with that. And it hurts even more that he's running for the Philadelphia Eagles now, but I'll be very interested to see if Chip Kelly actually uses him how he's supposed to be used, or if he just runs out of the shotgun with him the whole time.
That is going to be a monster. That's a running back right there.
Yeah.
Those three guys, AP, Lynch, and DeMarco Murray, should be just. I don't know. They're going to be monsters in this Madden. They also had Jamal Charles on the list, but he's 92 speed, 92 acceleration. How do you feel about that, Jug? Do you think that might be a little bit slow for Jamal Charles? I mean, the guy, all he does is speed, so you take that away from him. You don't have a lot else.
Yeah, looking at everybody's ratings, I think Jamal Charles should be a lot faster. I mean, just off of Maddens of the past, but we are dealing with a new ratings guru. And everyone's ratings and speed have been decreased. Everyone's ratings in elusiveness has been increased, and that's been the theme of everything we've seen lately. And but for Jamal Charles, he still needs to be faster than that. That's one of the fastest dudes like I've ever seen with the ball. That guy's speedy. So, but we'll see. We'll see how the game plays out. I mean, we got linebackers.
Oh, you went out on this, Jug. Yeah, the question I've got is if Jamal Charles is that slow, who's the 98s? Like, who's fast enough to be 98 in the game if Jamal Charles isn't? 97,
Probably that rookie for the Colts, Dorsett's son, or maybe Dree Archer. Those are really only two I can think of.
My boy Philip Dorsett.
Yeah, Dorsett also, he's good.
No relation to Tony, Mike Titan.
Maybe Torrey Smith and Mike Wallace.
Anthony Thomas.
All right, let's go to the quarterbacks now. The main thing to come out of this is that deep accuracy, the highest in the entire game, Aaron Rodgers at 80. How do you feel about that, Dom? We'll go ahead and start with you. And you don't really have a lot of other people in these lists. How do you feel about?
There's gonna be no deep passes this game.
I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I got big guys. I like to throw the ball up to them, man. Mike Evans, Vincent Jackson. I mean, it probably won't hurt me too bad because my boys are all 6'5", 6'6", but later on down the line when Vincent Jackson retires and I gotta have one of my smaller guys step up, man, I can't just throw the ball up to him. I gotta be more accurate.
Doesn't look like anybody can just throw the ball deep this year.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to work up, since it's the lack of the ratings actually being there. But, I mean, if not, we'll deal with it. We always do.
Okay. Well, Aaron Rodgers is the 99 overall. Probably him and JJ, probably the two only 99 overalls that Madden, if I had to guess. All right, next quarterback on the list is 97 overall. Still kicking. He's like 37 million years old. Tom Brady. How do you feel about his ratings? 98 throw accuracy short, 97 throw accuracy medium, 94 throw out. Which is crazy to me. Tom Brady still has 94 throw power and a 70 throw accuracy deep. How do you feel about that? You think you'll be able to use him, BM?
Yeah, I'll still use him. Why? Um, 70. I'm trying to go for is like higher than like what was like the most tallest person is Gronk and L. Besides that, Julian Edelman and Amendola is like all the people on the field, so it's gonna be a little bit of short passes, I guess. But still, throwing power is still high, so at least like I'm not gonna be throwing like ducks. That's all I'm at. That's all I care about, a little bit the power, because you can always build up that deep ball a little bit.
It's true. They boosted Drew Brees up this year to a 95. He's the third-rated quarterback in the game, which is mind-boggling to me. I don't know how they came to that conclusion. The new ratings guru must be a Saints fan. I mean, Brees is still good to me, but 95 overall. It doesn't really give it gives us 93 throw accuracy short, 91 throw accuracy medium, and 79 throw accuracy deep. That's one below the best in the game, and 87 throw power. How do you feel about that, Jug? 87 or Drew Brees being the third best rated quarterback in Madden this year?
It's not real. It's not real. I don't think he's. I don't think. I think. Look, Drew Brees used to be one of my favorite quarterbacks, but he's not that right now. He's not that good right now.
How about you, Lacey? How do you feel about that? Drew Brees, number 3 in the game.
Well, Drew Brees has been on my fantasy team in a keeper league for like the last 6 years, and last year was easily his worst season. So, yeah, I don't know how he got better from the previous years after the season he put up. So that's kind of interesting how they came to those numbers for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Mike Titan? You've seen Drew Brees play. All of you have NFC guys. You've seen Drew Brees play. Do you feel like he's the third best quarterback in the NFL still?
Nah, I honestly don't. I mean, like Lacey said, based off his last season, I wouldn't put him in the top 5, maybe lower on the top 10, but I mean, I would put in Russell Wilson before him in the top 5. And now this year, he has a slower Marcus Colston to throw to, no tight end. I believe the second receiver is Brandon Cooks on the outside. So, I mean, he's a little depleted on offense, but I still don't see how he got up to a 95 after the season he had last year.
Well, yeah, I agree. Top 5, I would probably put Russell in front of him at this point in their careers too. The next one up is Ben Roethlisberger, which I'm not so upset about. Ben Roethlisberger's he's a monster. He can throw 6 touchdowns in a second. So he's got 85 strength, 95 throw on the run, 94 throw power, 87 throw accuracy short, 90 throw accuracy medium, and 73 throw accuracy deep. Which to me, Ben is one of the best deep ball throwers in the game. So I don't understand why his throw accuracy deep is so much lower than the other guys, because he hits Antonio Brown deep a lot from what I've seen. And Andrew Luck is the last quarterback on the list, leaving Peyton Manning off of the top 5 NFL quarterbacks. How do you feel about that, Lacey?
I would have had Luck number 3, and then probably move Manning into the top 5 and Breeze out. I'm surprised they don't have Luck rated higher than they do with all the hype he's gotten and the way they're trying to make him the face of the NFL. So that's another surprise with these ratings for the quarterbacks especially.
How about you, Dom? How do you feel about those ratings with Peyton left out of the top 5 and Drew Brees in, and who else do you think maybe could be in the top 5 if not for Drew Brees?
Well, Peyton, of course, but I don't really know anybody else who could be in there. I mean, I like it the way it is. I don't like it, but I like the top 5. I mean, I'm okay with Peyton Manning being off the top 5. I do think Andrew Luck should be higher. Definitely think he should be higher. I mean, especially when you take into effect his running ability. I know a lot of people, especially around our side, are going to clamor for Russell Wilson to be in the top 5, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I think aside from the numbering, I'm okay with the top 5.
In my opinion, Russell Wilson's a top 5 quarterback in the system they got right now with the running back. I don't know how you feel about this, Lacey, but with the offense they have, he runs that perfectly for what they have at the moment.
Absolutely.
I don't know how he'll do without Lynch and all that later on in his career, but right now he's a perfect quarterback for that system. You can't get a better fit. All right, and the last thing we're going to talk about is Waka sent me, since he wasn't able to make it today, some technical issues. Sent me this. And if Dez's contract comes up, someone better say Megatron is better. Does anybody want to say Megatron is better than Dez Bryant?
When healthy, Megatron's the best receiver in the league, but he can't stay healthy. So
Right now, Megatron or
Yeah.
Dez Bryant for the next 3 years? Who do you take?
I take Dez all day.
All right, how about you, Mike Titan?
I take
Dez.
Dez because he's a little
Odell
bit
Beckham.
younger, and
Chuck, did you say Odell Beckham?
well, I wouldn't mind Odell in a couple of years, but yeah, I say Dez, and also Calvin Johnson may be bigger, but Dez is definitely more physical. Like I feel like he fights for more yards than Calvin Johnson.
How
Absolutely.
about you, Doug? You see both of them on a regular basis. Dez a little bit more, but you see Calvin too.
Man, it's Dez Bryant. He's an animal. I hate him.
Me too.
Okay, I hate him. He's
All right,
amazing. I hate him.
How about you, BM? Dez or Calvin Johnson?
What's his name said? If he stays healthy, Megatron all day. But Dez Bryant just still has that speed over Megatron has, and yeah, really, if Megatron's healthy, he'll beat Dez Bryant. But I have to go with Dez Bryant with everyone else.
All right, Dom. How about you, Dez or Megatron? This is 4 for Dez Bryant so far.
It's easy for me. It's easy for me. Dez Bryant, man. I mean, even when they're both healthy, I'm still taking Dez Bryant.
Oh,
He brings. I mean, just the mentality he brings. You know, he owns the field. You know, when that ball goes in the air, it's his. It's nobody else's. I mean, Calvin is a freak of nature, but he doesn't play with the same attitude that Dez does, man. I mean, you know, you can have all the physical tools, but Dez just brings that. He just brings that killer mentality, man. He's something else, and I would rather have that. I mean, personally.
All right, 5 Dez. I'm gonna go Calvin Johnson. He's in my division. He's in my division. I've seen Calvin Johnson do things that nobody since Randy Moss has done. He's 6'4". He catches everything. The only issue with now is he's getting up there. He's 31 or so and getting hurt a little bit more, not being able to stay healthy. But for the next 3 years, I'll take Calvin for 2 reasons. One, he's still a monster, and 2, I have a lot more faith in Calvin Johnson not getting arrested. Just saying. Just saying. I'd rather give Calvin that
I
money.
mean, of course, he's in Detroit. There's like 1,000 more criminals to arrest than him. He's like on the.
All right, guys, that's the podcast for this week. Anything anybody want to say before we go?
Go Canes.
Go Giants.
Go Hawks, huh?
Those new Canes uniforms do look nice. I'll give you that. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Next week's we'll be on building a roster in a league and not ruining your team. Pretty much, it's gonna be for the new guys because a lot of new guys tend to do a closing and just trade away players, not worrying about dead money and such. It can come back to haunt you. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Peace.